Hi, this is Tilak. Welcome back to Past Formula tutorial. Today, we are going to look at how that array input values, variables, and the return values supported in Past Formula. We have seen the database item. We've seen the database item as a date number, the date value, number is indexed, and the text value number indexed by number, and the number value indexed by number. Now in array as well as input value, there is a one more the indexes can play. For example, it can be a date, but it can be indexed by number, and the value can be date, and the index can be by text. The same thing with the number to number, a number indexed by text. Text, like the text is a value, index is indexed by number. The text value indexed by text. How the text is going to work? For example, like you want to create a variable for all that is a hypothetical example. You are creating a array for a currency with a conversion rate or like something like that. Assume those are some value currency values and the conversion rate. Assume that, like you can say like USD to UK pound conversion rate. You are putting that, or like USD to US. The main currency is USD. Then you are taking all other currencies and the conversion rate is USD to this one. Now it can be indexed by the currency code. So you can always hit that array with the currency code and you can get the connection. That is so you can put like UK pound KP or like INR Indian rupees or Japanese yen. So you can put that, you can index by the currency code. So in this case is indexed by text. That is how you can the index can work. Okay. Now how that the input variables are like declared or defaulted. The input variable basically says that inputs the same way inputs are and that input value. Then you say like what is that what is it called type? So number, or you can say text number or number text. That is how you basically declare that. Now how do you default it? Here, the default is basically like if you are looking for the DBA, it says default underscore and slightly differently default. Here is a default for, and it's a empty number or empty number text. That is how you do that. So basically, that variable or input value is basically defaulted with the empty array. So it doesn't have a value, but it declared as an array. That is how that defaulted happens. The same thing happens with that variable too. So default for value is empty, default for conversion rate is empty text number. So like in this case of date, you say empty to date number. That is how you default it. Okay. What are we going to do today? Today we are going to write a first formula, which basically, okay, there are certain fast formula. I know there's a one like all the COM support, all the COM compensation fast formula supports the array input values. Basically, what it does is it give you all the assignment ID for the person. So you don't have to depend on a DBA or something to value. In the last example, we use the DBA, which is basically like for a person take all the assignment ID. Instead of that, what it is supporting is it is sending all the valid assignment ID to you as an array. So you can use that, and with the help of that, you can write the salary or something like all the information which is related to assignment. In this case, in our the current case, what we are going to do here is we are going to take that all the assignments and we are going to get the salary start date and the salary. So then we are going to return the value, that is the salary, the date, and that assignment. That's what we are going to return. So the formula why we are going to use is compensation item. So far we use compensation, uh, I mean, person validation formula. Here we are going to use a total compensation item formula we are going to use. Okay, let's get into writing fast formula. I'm going to use the existing formula. So I'll just show you what kind of a type it is. Compensation, total compensation, total compensation item, searching it. Okay, there is a lot of, okay, this is what I'm going to use it. There's nothing inside, I'll start using it. Okay, this is basically the type is total compensation item. The formula is TCS array item FO. Okay, now let's see. I'll put the beginning text. I'm not going to type everything. Let's put that. Okay, just I'm editing the formula, correcting it. Okay, the name is the type is the developer purpose. Find the salary of each person for every assignment. Return with assignment ID and start it. Okay, declare the DBA. Okay, we are going to declare the DBA. What is the DBA we are going to use it? In this case, we are going to use the two DBA. One is the salary, other one is that start date of the salary. Okay, so that is a very simple DBA. So I'm just taking it and copying it here, put it here. So assignment salary annual amount, compensation assignment salary, date from. Okay, this is nothing but an effective start date of the salary. That's all. I think salary is not the effective date, it is a date from that side. That's one. Okay. Now, after that, I'm going to say that default that input variable. Okay, default input variable. Okay, IBM just DFEAULT. Okay, how do I do that? DFEAULT default for CMB IV assignment ID assignment ID is empty number because it's a number. Okay, this is what we are going to get it. So basically it is defaulted with the empty array. The value is a number, the index by number. That's what it says. Okay, now I'm going to default the variable. For this formula, we have written three variables. And the variable names are kind of predefined. You can't change that. Okay, we will see that detail when we are going to talk about compensation. I'm planning to talk about every application's formula. We'll get into that when we are talking about this one. Since our the purpose is not about compensation formula, we'll stick with the arrays. Okay, I'll just copy and paste that part. Okay. So default for compensation dates. That is a way that the date variable called compensation dates. The return values assignments is assignments. This is what is going to be returned. This is a predefined variable names. That is what you have to return that. Okay, and everything is a text. Okay, and that the date goes as YYY format. The value goes as a text. Assignment also goes as a text. Goes out as a text. Okay. Now I'm going to declare all the input variables. So I'm not going to use anything other than assignments. Still, I'm just putting so you know that what are the possible variables coming inside. I mean, input values coming inside. Okay. The period start date comes as a date. You know that we talked. Period end date also comes as a date. That also. Statement ID also coming. Statement period ID also. Statement period ID. In the previous example, it is there. The new one coming as a RSR, they call it IVR. The normal one comes as an input value. Here they call it input value range. This is the name standard used by compensation. The different product may use different name standards. Okay. Here they are sending assignment ID, term ID, payroll assignment ID, payroll term ID, payroll relationship ID. These 5 input variables comes as an array. Okay. Now we will get into that, the main logic. Okay. Okay. The first one, what we do here, we write it as a So okay, what we do here is the first one. What we do here is the log entering this one. So when you are putting an entering, you also put a exiting or leaving. It's always right. Okay, leaving. You put that. Then what are we going to return? Return. Okay. It can go any order since the name is right. That the receiving file, that the code knows that what is what. Okay, values. Okay, so we are returning. That's right. Okay, now what are we going to do? Okay, we have a variable called index. Now we are going to index. Okay, okay. I can go for a number one. Like I can do that. I also do like that. Like while and assignment ID. Where is the assignment ID? I say we are assignment ID. Okay, EXISTS index. Loop, open the bracket, close the bracket. Now I can say here index equal to index. In this case, it perfectly works because it is indexed by number, so it starts with most probably starting with 1, and every time you can add it, it works fine. Now assume what happened instead of this IVR assignment ID, if you are using some other array which is indexed by text. How does it work? One doesn't work. So in this case, even the first time you are hitting itself is going to go out, even it's not going to come into the loop. So that is the reason, I don't use index. I always use the index, take the index from that array. Okay, that is what I do normally. I take FIRS, so I don't have to worry about what it is. Okay, here instead of -1, you have to give a, if it is a text, you have to give a some kind of a text. Okay, I also take a count here. So I say how many is coming out of it. Okay, count. Okay, I say count is count. Then I try to print it. Actually, I can print it directly. I don't need to even directly print it. I don't. Okay, this is directly. I don't have to use it. The index is fine. Okay, I probably need one more variable. I'll tell you why I need that. I'm assigning initializing with 1. Now, okay, now here it will be next. Okay. It will be next. Okay, now I'm going for the next one like the way I'm doing the first. Okay, so it may get the next one even if it is a order by something else, it works fine. I mean, it is a text. It has to work fine. The only thing is you cannot give a -1 instead of you have to give some kind of a text. Okay, that's the only thing. Okay, now I got that one. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take an assignment. We have an assignment. So I'm going to do a assignment. I got it. Okay, I got the index. Now that is whatever the assignment is coming out of the variable, I'm going to use it. The assignment basically, okay, well, I got the assignment now. Now what I'm going to do here is I have to set the context of the assignment. Okay. Last time we saw that when you are in a loop, the assignment could be different. Like there could be more than one assignment. Then when you are getting a salary from the assignment, we need to set the context. So I am changing the context. Okay. Context. Okay. Change the context. So okay, what I'm going to do, HR assignment ID. HR assignment ID here equal to L assignment. Okay, I'm doing it. Then open the bracket, close the bracket. Okay, now we join the assignment ID, change it. Okay, we'll put a kind of message here. So we know here this is assignment ID. So we know what assignment we are talking about. Assignment we are talking about. We are talking about assignment value. So now we log the or print the assignment ID. Now we change the context. That is fine. Let me little bit. Okay. Now what? I'm going to get the salary. Okay, salary. I'm going to get the salary. Where is that? My DBA. So I'm going to get the salary. I got the salary. I'm going to get the date. The salary. Okay, salary. Got the salary. Exit from date. Okay. From date. Okay. From date. I'm going to get from date. I'm going to get the from date. Okay. Now I got the from date. I'm going to. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to assign this value into the variables. Okay. Now I created a variable called counter. Okay. Now what I'm going to do there is I'm going to put a compensation date. Compensation date. Sorry, it has to be within the counter. Okay. Why are we not using an index here? The reason is in this condition, yes, that I can use the index because I'm not having any validation within that loop. Okay, in case if you are having a within the loop, you are having a validation, then some index may not pass through the validation. So if that is the case, what happened? There will be a 5 row. I mean, you are looping through the 5 row. Probably you are going to write only 1, 2, or 3 into the variable. That is the time you need a different counter. So that is the reason I'm using a different variable. But in this example, no, you can use the index itself. Okay, this has to be toChar from date. Sorry, char is wrong. From date. Okay, toChar from date. y/mm/dd. Okay. Then what are we taking it? Values. Right. Values is salary. That is also going to be a text. Okay. toChar salary. toChar salary. Okay. Okay. Again, the same dot is coming. And then I know what is that assignments. Assignment also going to be 2K. 2K is 2 square. Okay, it is going to be okay. I don't know. Assignment is values. Okay. Now I got all the variables. Now I'm going to print this variable. I'll probably have something, so I'll just copy and paste it. Okay. So I can put that here. Okay, I can put it here. Okay, since I'm passing the asset printing and I don't need this one here. Yes. Okay, I'll leave that as it is. I remove this part here. Okay, assignment is set to care assignment. To care value. Where's my assignment? Okay, to care L assignment. Sorry. To care L assignment. L assignment. Okay. To care salary. Okay, compensation counter. That's right. Here also you have to have a counter. You can put it here. So all goes into a counter. Okay, counter. So we assign that into the array. We assign that date, salary, assignment. We printed that. Now only one thing we have to do here is we have to increase the counter. Okay, that's the only thing we have to do. Everything else is fine. Now just come here. Counter plus one. So counter plus one will automatically increase the counter. Okay. Okay, that's it. Nothing else. This should work fine. So index is fine. Everything is working fine. Okay. I go through one more time. Basically, we declared all the input variable, everything, and we are going through the assignment that is input value. And for every assignment, we are setting the context, and we are taking the salary and from date, and basically we are assigning that into a variable. Then we are printing the increasing the counter. Counter is that variable we are using it for that, and increasing it is coming out and returning it. Okay. Now hope it works fine. It never worked for me first time. Okay, I know that. 57. Okay, 57 is what? Index is okay. Okay, that's a copy paste mistake. 57 is next. Okay, next. Okay, great, it worked for me. Okay. Well, now what I'm going to do here is already I created item for you. I just I go here, I'll just show you. I'm not going to do everything, just I'll show you what I did that. First formula. This is the item. Just this one. Okay. This is what the setup is. We'll talk about that later. Just I'll show you. Basically, I attach the item into this formula, the same formula, whatever we created, I attach to that. And it has got a more setup. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to run that things directly for you. Okay. Now. Okay. Last formula. Okay. Total compensation. Generate the statement. It has got more setup. Okay, we are not going to get into that. basically this is something called a block I created, and I'm going to run it for manager hierarchy CWP. I think it is the President Churchill, the president. Okay, I'm going to run it for you. Okay, that's fine for me. It goes for one more process, so I'm not interested in that part. Okay, I can just put them into that. Okay, it's running, that's the reason still it's not completed because that's where two different processes takes place. Okay, I'm going for that. I'm showing you the block. Okay, I'll go to the beginning of that. Okay, most of okay here basically I'm entering this one. There's only one count, and it's getting the salary from date, assignment, and leaving it. Okay, so it is leaving with that the salary is this one. Then again also taking this one, salary is 48,000. The same date. I look at what is the start date. I didn't print that the start. The effective date I didn't print it, so we know that why it is coming all 2009. Probably effective date might be probably somewhere with old effective date. I didn't print it, so I don't know what is effective date works. Okay, but you are it is clear basically is working. Most of them has got only one assignment, so it's going through the assignment, getting the from date, salary from date, and the assignment ID, which will be coming as out is coming as out. So it is working the way we are expecting it. The data has got more than one assignment, probably it goes through the loop. Okay, this is how you handle that array input values variables and the return values. As usual, if you have any questions or suggestions or comments, please put that in the comment. I put this formula into my blog and put the link in that description. You can take the code as it is. And next time I'll see you with a different formula. Thank you. Bye.